During World War II, thousands of Japanese soldiers were captured across the Pacific. Many expected the worst: brutal treatment, starvation, or even execution. But what awaited them inside American prisoner of war camps was something they never imagined: hot showers, clean towels, soap, and doctors who actually cared for them. For soldiers who came from one of the harshest military cultures in history, this was nothing short of shocking. This is the forgotten story of the Japanese POWs, and how American hygiene standards completely changed their view of the enemy. By 1944, Japan's war machine was crumbling. On islands like Saipan and Iwo Jima, thousands of soldiers were surrounded. The Bushido Code, never surrender, was deeply ingrained in their minds. To surrender meant shame, not only for the soldier, but for his entire family. But some soldiers had no choice. Wounded, starving, and cut off from command, they were captured by advancing U.S. forces. For many of these men, it was the first time they had seen Americans up close, not as monsters, but as human beings. Japanese POWs were transported to detention camps in places like Hawaii, California, and Texas. The camps were run under the Geneva Convention, which guaranteed humane treatment for prisoners. When the Japanese soldiers first arrived, they were confused, some even terrified. Instead of beatings, they were met with registration, medical checkups, and a shower. For men who had lived for months in muddy trenches, jungles, and bunkers, the idea of a hot, running shower seemed like a luxury from another world. Japanese military life had been harsh. Hygiene was not a priority. In many jungle posts, soldiers went weeks without bathing. Soap was rare, medical supplies even rarer. Infections spread quickly. Body lice, dysentery, and skin diseases were common. So imagine their surprise when they were handed bars of soap, toothbrushes, and clean towels by their American captors. Hot showers were scheduled regularly. Laundry was organized. Latrines were cleaned daily. Many POWs later wrote in diaries that this was the first time in years they felt human again. The next surprise came from the camp doctors. U.S. medics examined every prisoner, checking for disease, wounds, and malnutrition. Serious cases were treated in infirmaries with proper medicine and rest. In contrast, many Japanese soldiers had never seen such care even in their own army. Back home, injured men were often abandoned or told to die with honor. This humane treatment shocked many. They had been told Americans were brutal barbarians. Now, those same barbarians were healing their wounds. Life in the American POW camps was strictly organized, but fair. Prisoners were given balanced meals, time for exercise, and even educational classes. Many were assigned light work, farming, construction, or helping in kitchens. Over time, some POWs began to rethink everything they had been told about the enemy. The clean conditions, the discipline, the respect for hygiene, all left a deep impression. Letters smuggled back to Japan described America as strangely modern and clean, far beyond what wartime propaganda had claimed. For many Japanese POWs, hygiene became a symbol, not just of cleanliness, but of a different way of life. A life where the state cared for the individual, where dignity and health mattered, even for the enemy. Some former prisoners later said this experience changed how they saw the world. It opened their eyes to Western values of humanity, discipline, and respect for order. And when they returned to Japan after the war, a few even helped rebuild the country with those lessons in mind. The story of Japanese POWs in American camps isn't one of torture or revenge. It's one of unexpected humanity. For men raised to believe that surrender meant disgrace, they found instead compassion, hygiene, and dignity in the hands of their enemies. In the end, the modern showers and clean towels weren't just about cleanliness. They were a quiet symbol of something bigger, that even in the darkest war, decency could still survive.